Hey, everybody, we want to welcome you to another SYWAT. Raising an Archer. That's right. Welcome you to Raising an Archer.
Good morning.
I have Carrie Gearing here with me, and we are excited about being here. I haven't done this in a while since the rodeo. Yep. I think that was the last live coverage, and you were there with us.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
We didn't do one at our last SYWAT just because it was right after rodeo, and it was just too much to get it set up. I've had a lot of people ask me, hey, are you guys going to do live coverage? You're going to do live coverage. And I was like, Carrie, can you help us out this weekend? And she said, heck yeah. So we're going to go ahead and do live coverage for this morning and this afternoon. This morning one's going to go super fast because we have just one line going.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. If this is the first time you haven't missed anything
17.
yet.
I think 17, 18 archers.
Yeah, you haven't missed anything yet. We have... they just did their official practice ins. Now they're going into going to go ahead and put their new targets up, and we're going to go right into scoring. One thing that we do here is we use eyes on score for all live scoring. It's not official scoring, just so you guys know. If you go out there and you go, oh no, there's something wrong, paper is king. But once we verify those scores, so at the end, make sure that paper's right, because we're going to go ahead and verify the paper versus the digital. If that's right, then that's what we go with at that point, okay? Go ahead and zoom in. We've got Jacqueline with us, of course. Jacqueline does such a good job. When do you shoot, Jacqueline? What?
Tomorrow.
Possibly tomorrow. Tonight might be a good time because there's only going to be one line tonight if you wanted to shoot. I know it's a long day. Long day for Jacqueline. I was like, you know what? Get here at 8 and you'll leave by 8. She's such a trooper. She's such a trooper. Carrie, go ahead and tell us exactly how the scoring is and what that looks like arrow-wise. And
all disciplines shoot a 40-centimeter target. What you're seeing right now is the single spot. Scoring inside the X ring is a 5, as well as the white ring. That's a 5 also. And then 4, 3, 2, 1. Anything outside the blue circle is a miss. And then most of our compounders will be shooting a 5 spot because the ends are 5 arrows per end. The 5 spot is scoring is white, and the X ring is X and 5, and then the blue is 4. Anything outside is a miss as well. With this target on the 5 spot, archers can choose to shoot all 5 of their arrows in one spot. All 5 of their arrows mixed random among what is on the target face. You can have 2 or more in the same.
And what happens, so on a 5 spot or on a single spot, it's 1 through 5 with an X. On that 5 spot, what if you miss just outside the 4? I mean, just outside the 4.
It's
what
a miss.
happened?
It's a miss.
Really? You're that mean?
Yes.
You're going to give them a miss on that?
It is a miss. Anything outside that 4 is a miss.
Yeah. So it shows up as an M on the scorecard, and it doesn't mean, Mom, I missed. No, it's just you missed. It happens. Move on.
Yep. Archers will shoot 60 arrows.
The one thing I've learned, which is interesting, and I don't know, Carrie, if you guys struggled with this, but going from a single spot to a 5 spot or a single spot to a 3 spot, did Connor have any struggles with that?
I think he did a little bit. It was so long ago. It was so long ago, but my archers that I'm coaching now that are coming up into the sport, yes, they struggle with it. They're really excited. They want to shoot the 3 spot, and I've had some of them, can I shoot a 3 spot? I'm like,
they all want to go to it.
Sure, you can go shoot that, but I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be very disappointed with your score. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of work to shoot the. I don't even.
So
I guess it's just the way you're having to hold the bow, just that little bit of reposition every shot.
I don't think people realize how much movement there is. So if you stand in the exact same spot and you move just that little bit, there's enough movement. If you don't move consistently,
right,
you're going to miss left and right.
Yeah.
And that's what people get so frustrated, because it's like you can look at their target and so, top one, they're dead center. Bottom left one, they're left. Right one, they're right. They're like, how does that even happen? And it's because of that slight movement.
Right. I think Connor was probably on the upwards close to 10 years old, if not 10 years old, when he was confident on the 3 spot or the 5, either one.
I think there's something, and somebody will probably disagree with me, but I think there's something to do with the poundage. So if the arrow's moving really slow and everything's magnified.
Right, if you've got the little arc,
Yeah.
like the barebow recurve archers, or even the lighter weight compounds, if they've got an arc,
Yeah.
that you have to account for, that makes a difference.
It does. And
Some people ask too on the, you see the round bales that lean backwards just a little bit. People are like, oh, that doesn't make a difference. Yes.
it can.
We found that it did in the lower draw weight bows, because
It is arcing
it's
in.
6 inches. It's 6 inches from top to bottom.
Yep.
So,
And also, I was talking to somebody the other day. He wasn't sure he completely agreed with me, but when you look at the geometry of you've got your 10 ring or your 9 ring, and the arrows coming in, it's actually oval shaping the center because of the trajectory that is coming in. So it actually makes it a smaller target to hit, in theory.
right.
So I don't know if there's anything to that or not, but I do know that it just seems like if it's coming in a big arc, indoor not as big deal as outdoor.
Right.
50 meters, you're arcing in there like clout. It's
Yeah.
coming in, and it makes it tougher to hit the center. So this is the first scoring end. If you want to look at live scores, just go to eyesonscore.com. Go up to the top right. There are what do they call them? Burger, or the
little hamburger.
Yeah, a little hamburger. And click on that. Click on live scores, and then you'll be able to go and see this tournament. Just click on it. You'll be able to see live scores. Eyes on Score has really come on really, really strong, I think, in the last year. We're starting to see people all over the country use it. George Riles this weekend used it at his
awesome.
camp for his finals. So you could watch live the scores end by end and know where those kids, and they had 27 archers shooting this weekend.
Oh, wow.
In that tournament. He did something interesting for his shoot off. So it is a shoot up, but it is Swedish dot style.
What is
So
that?
Swedish dot game is if you have a 3 spot, so everybody shoots a 3 spot. The very first arrow is the bottom left, top one's number 2, bottom right is number 3. So you shoot the first, you shoot all 3 of your arrows, you walk down there. If I'm closest to the center, bottom left, I get 1 point. If you go up to the next one, if he's closest to the center, he gets 1 point. If you go to bottom right, whoever's closest gets a point.
Okay.
It's 1 point or no points. So when you're done, so you can have, you could shoot an 8 and 2 X's and still be leading, even though the other person shot 3 X's, because your X's could have been closer. So it kind of changes the game, makes it exciting. So you can have a bad shot and still survive a bad shot.
Right.
I know that out at Texas A&M they play that game a lot. And that's
fun.
where I'd first heard about it. I didn't realize that's kind of a cool idea for the shoot off to have the Swedish dot option. And so they start from the bottom and go all the way up, but it's fast pace, when you do it that way. And I guess if somebody's leading after 2 ends, if they've got 5 points, then there's no catching up at that point. I know that our coach has looked into doing that game some with our kids. It's a little different when you don't have when you have single spots versus
I would have to look at it for ours
5
too.
spots.
That'll be fun.
Always looking for certain new games, right?
Yes. This week I shot barebow
Did you?
with my archers. We just had a handful of kids come to practice, so to make it fun, I picked up the barebow and we broke out into teams where I had I had 2 compounders, a recurve, and a barebow archer on each team.
Okay.
And we shot one arrow.
Yeah, we've done that. That's
we
fun.
shot one arrow and added up, totaled our team score, and we did 5 ends.
Okay.
The other team won once, and then my team won once.
So we do games that we play. One that's always a crowd favorite. I call it Lord of the Rings or Queen of the Rings, depending on who wins, you know. And you'll have 3 arrows. And when it comes to a colored target, we'll say, okay, it's going to be white or better. So as long as you hit white, you get to keep your 3 arrows. White, if you white, black, whatever,
Right.
blue, red, yellow. If you hit any of those, you get to keep it. The next round, it goes to black. The next round goes to blue or better. And then it's
Okay.
red or better, and then yellow or better. And then when you get to the 10, you're like 10 or better, which you can't do 10 or better, and they all scream every time.
Right.
You can't do better. And you lose an arrow. So if we got to a point where we said, okay, red or better, and somebody shoots 1 arrow into the blue, then that one goes in timeout, and they only get 2 arrows to shoot the next
Okay.
round with if they shot the 2 inside
Right.
the yellow or the blue or better.
That's fun. I'll have to bring that one to practice.
That one they love. Kids absolutely love that game because it gives everybody a chance. We've had kids that have lost 2 arrows right at the beginning and then end up winning the whole thing with 1 arrow.
With 1 arrow.
They just keep shooting that 1 arrow. They're a little more focused. They don't want to be knocked out, and it's a quick game.
My kids thought I was the weakest link because I picked up the bare bow and I was all over, could not hit the paper. And they're like, "Oh no, I don't want Miss Carrie on our team." And then when we started scoring, I was red yellow, and they were like, "Oh, wait a minute, Carrie can shoot."
Carrie
And I'm like,
can
bare bow is not my specialty, so
Mine either.
it was fun to shoot it though. I've shot probably about 5 times over the Christmas holidays just to play around with it a little bit.
Nice. My wife and daughter have really got my older daughter. We have 3 daughters. But my second daughter, the one that works up here, Molly, we got her into bare bow and my wife into bare bow, and they just love it. Like, they shot Vegas last year, had a blast. My daughter ended up, she started low in the 3rd day and ended up coming up into the top, ended up winning money.
That's
and
awesome.
So she was pretty pumped.
I don't know. I think that for me, I mean, I haven't picked up my compound bow in a long time, and I hadn't shot it either. But just picking up that bare bow, it was fun. There was no pressure behind it. There was no, I need to hit the X. It was like, no, I'm just going to shoot these arrows, and we're going to see what happens. And then, let me try, let me string walk this way or change my grip a little bit. And it was fun just to kind of learn something new. And then the kids got to coach me too, because some of my bare bow kids were there, and they're like, "Miss Carrie, fix your arm, fix this." And
You're like,
try doing this. And I'm like, okay, the coach has become the student.
there you go.
But it was fun for them to be able to tell me what they knew,
Mm-hmm.
in coaching me. So it was a lot of fun.
I'm just looking at the scores right now. We have Adam Shackelford with a 25. I'm just kind of glancing here. Riley Berger with a 25. Connor with a 25. Steve Holbert with a 25. Jeremy with a 25. So there's several 25s out there right now. It looks like
those
everybody's.
are all compound archers.
Anna shot a 22 bare bow right out of the gates. That's pretty good. So I wonder where Rick Stonebreaker. That's interesting. That Rick even messaged me yesterday going, "Hey, what time do you start?" I said 9. But you know what? He did this to me last time and shows up at 1:30. He was like, "No, I signed up for 1:30." I was like, "System doesn't lie." So what we'll do is that there's some archers out there that didn't show, so I'll have to clean that up a little bit. But we'll do that later. But we do want to thank everybody for joining. This feels good to be back.
It does.
Does it? How's it feel, Jack? Good. We've missed Jacqueline. Hadn't seen her in a while, so it's good seeing Jacqueline here. The plan is to have live scoring. Jacqueline's going to help next weekend as well.
Okay.
So if
I'll
you
be
make
here.
it,
I'll
if you
be
can
here
make it,
if the weather is not what they say it's going to be. If they're telling us, if what they're telling us is right, Miss Carrie is going to stay.
Miss Carrie's going to stay safe. Oh, there we go. Sometimes the camera has a mind of its own. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes it's, I don't know what's going on with that camera. I can see it moving right now, number 2. Let me take a look at it real quick. Is it moving again, or is 2 still dead?
It's sitting still facing the wall, it looks like.
Let me. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Oh, it's back. I think there's something with the networking, like our cabling, probably, because all of a sudden it loses its mind for a second. But we're back. We're back. I just had to threaten that I was going to go ahead and get into the back end of it, and right when I got back into it, it started working. We've got some new shooters out there, Jack and oh crap, I just forgot her name, Rebecca. Rebecca's down there pulling.
Are they new?
Yep, they're new to our club.
Good.
So they're getting into it. The son's bow came in from Hoyt. The new Hoyt just came in for him, and her bow, she ordered it. We ordered it actually before it even. We just said when it opens, order it.
Yep.
And she still hasn't gotten it.
Connor
because it's
either.
Left.
Connor too. And I've called Hoyt a couple of times with the sales order number, and they're like, in the next couple weeks. And then I call about 2 weeks later, in the next couple weeks. Last I heard, end of December, 1st of January. And that was right before Christmas. And
So it still hasn't shipped.
I'm to the point now where it's like,
Hopefully.
it is what it is.
I know
but Connor's the same
we
way.
all get excited. Even me, I get excited about our kids getting new bows and see how they perform. And
Yeah, Connor's is the same way. He's left-handed, so.
my son just got the new Title 40.
Nice.
And he was shooting. He shot. I think he shot about everything except for Bowtech. Like he shot PSE. He shot Hoyt. Shot Hoyt for many years. And then the Hoyt. The problem was draw length. The Hoyt wouldn't go to his draw length. So we went to the TRX for just a short bit, and where we overwrapped and did all kinds of things to try to get extra draw length out of it. Then ended up having to go to PSE because PSE went to 33 inches.
The longer, yep.
The new TRX, or not TRX, the new Title will go to 33 inches.
Nice.
Pretty easily.
Nice.
We ordered 70-pound mods, stuck them on there, let it out to 60, which added like another quarter. It was right at, when he first set it up, it was right at 22 3/4. So he added that and went ahead and added it, got it to 33. Little bit of tweaking to get a little more draw length out of it, but he says it's pretty good.
Good. We were just talking about it the other day. You know, Connor's orange bow that he's got, the Hoyt. Is that a Stratus? That's
Stratus,
a Stratus,
yep.
Yeah. We've only had it about a year, but looking at him in the bow, it looks small because he's grown so much. And the Hoyt risers changed.
Did you order him a 40? What did you order him?
A 37, I think. But the riser is a lot longer.
On the new one?
On the Concept X, and they went to the shorter. They went to the shorter limb, similar to what Matthews has. Yeah. So
it'll look like a bigger bow.
It will look like a bigger bow, and it will be a little bit longer because that's only a 34-inch axle. 36.
He's got a 35. The 30. Oh yeah, it's that's right. It's 36, so it'd be a little bigger.
I think the next one will be. I think it's a 38. It could have been a 40. I don't know.
It's probably.
He might have ordered a 40.
He's right on the edge. Like we try to order the biggest bow we can get a kid.
That orange bow was so big for him when we got it a year ago, and then he grew so much that now it looks small.
There's Callista. She ended up shooting at the rodeo. Came in. What was it? Not grand champion, but reserve champion. Shot really well there.
Those are pretty. I like her paint job on the bow.
She's got some pink shoes that will cause the camera lens to explode. So just don't go low because we don't want to see those shoes. I'm teasing. There's Lily. She's been around for a long time. She is say a long time. Like we've known Lily for so many years. She's been state champion. She's national champion. Bow hunter. She's had a lot of bow hunter. I'd like to see her get a 300 this weekend. That would be nice.
We were just looking at little Riley. That's what her goal is too today. She's that last end, usually somewhere on the last end.
Gets her.
Gets Riley. And we really want her to get a 300. She shot a 300 on the Vegas face
Did she?
a couple weeks ago at our 4-H tournament.
Very nice.
I know, 10 yards.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Super.
I'm sure she'll want one of our buckles.
Yes, she's got it on her list today.
I ordered too many buckles.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I thought I kind of tried to get ahead of it, and
Because last year you had to order a couple
I had to
extra.
order a couple extras.
Right.
This year we don't have as many that ended up getting 300s in
Early.
November.
Well, we're going to buy one hopefully, because we weren't able to make the November shoot. So
Well, I mean, he should shoot a 300.
He should, but you just never know. There's our 10-meter archer, 10
Yep.
yard archers.
We had Case Scott shoot a 60X yesterday.
Man, I saw that.
And
Have you looked at the SYWAT standings for the
is it pretty tight?
those 3 boys, Connor, Case, and Crash, are in the youth division for SYWAT this year. They are out shooting the young adult.
I believe it.
And Case and Crash, I haven't looked at it, but Ben was telling me about this morning. Case and Crash would be first and second in the pro division with their
with
scores.
the 60Xs, yeah.
Connor falls just a little bit short. I think he ends up being like third, fourth, somewhere in there. So Connor has a SYWAT score that he's not real proud of, so he's going to try
to get rid of it. Yeah, Ryan shot another 59X. He dropped it right at. He said it was the second end, first arrow. He said that he just drew back and he said it was right there and just shot it right out the top and just missed and then he's like, at that point everything felt good, so he never even had to worry at that point to miss the 60. But he's been really trying to get that Matthews tuned in. He said he had some left and right issues yesterday. I mean, it's 59X. I'm like, left and right issues. He's just
Right.
like, yeah, they weren't all like. He goes, I was having like. He shoots at a different level, which I think is really cool because he's shooting for inside outs. He's not shooting for X's.
Right, he's not shooting for the lines. He's
he doesn't.
shooting.
Yeah, he just wants to shoot inside X's.
He wants 5 holes in his
Yes.
target repeatedly.
And there's a reason. It's not because it looks so cool. It's because inside outs mean that he shot an inner X
Right,
on
the 3 spot.
on the 3 spot, and that's what he wants. He wants to keep his X count there up, and he's shooting 23s. So 23s make it. He said he would.
Connor is too. Connor's shooting 23s.
Yeah,
also.
he said that
up to 27 is what's legal on the
NFA.
on the NFA target, which is what we're shooting today.
I don't know if he's going to shoot 27s. He said that he would have shot the 60X if he had had a 27. 27. He said the 23. He said it literally just missed, but he says those 23s actually shoot better than his. He feels like he has tighter groups with his 23s. So
we've played with some 26s before with Connor, and they just didn't tune to.
They don't tune because it's his draw length, draw weight.
Right.
There's a lot to play into that. 26s are probably about the only thing that can tune for a kid that I think tunes well.
23s, you mean?
Yeah. 26 is about the biggest arrow.
Oh yeah.
27s are just too stiff.
Right.
And so you got to have them super long. You got to put a lot of weight in them to try to break that spine down so that they'll.
And I think those 26s that we had were super heavy on the front and even needed more. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Your arrow is just so slow getting there. So.
Yeah, Ryan's shooting aluminums even at 60 pounds, 33 inches. The speed on his arrow is like 250. But he doesn't care about speed on indoor. We pulled his outdoor arrows out, and those things are shooting at like 290. And they're X10s Pro Tour, so they're heavy arrows. Not like indoor. Indoor's heavy. Right. Those are heavy arrows. But we're looking for, you're looking for forgiveness, and part of forgiveness is having a arrow that's spined right. I don't think people realize like, oh, as long as it's stiff, it works. Maybe for a hunter, but there's a level of forgiveness that our archers are looking for. Is like when I shoot a bad shot, and a bad shot is relative. Like my bad shot is not the bad shot as theirs is. Oh, it didn't quite break like they wanted it to break.
Right. It's a feeling to a lot of our top archers. It's a feeling. They can look at you. It doesn't really matter where it hit on the target for them. It's what it felt like.
Yes. And you want that thing to, if it broke left side maybe just right outside the X, you want it to still hit the X.
Right.
You want it to be that forgiving.
Right.
And these kids and archers, they do get to that level.
Yes.
Where it is where it is a forgiving shot. And it does take some work. I don't think if you're watching this and you don't have a archer that performs at a high level, even with when you come to recurve, bare bow, like they do so much tuning to try to get everything
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
And I know.
And you have to shoot good in order to tune it.
Yep.
I mean, it's a kind of like a double-edged sword. You can't just tune the bow
Adam
and then
Shackelford.
expect it to shoot for you. The archer has to be at the same
Yep.
the same level.
Yeah. So it's kind of like with bear shaft tuning on a compound, that doesn't work for everybody. If you're not consistent, you can't. It's hard to bear
Right.
shaft. You got to have somebody that's consistent. Recurve, different. We did yesterday. My daughter and I'm learning recurve as we go, but she comes to me and she's like, I don't know what's going on, but the arrows are not grouping, and so I went in there, and sure enough, we forgot to tighten her plunger down. Her plunger had turned.
Oh.
And I didn't mark it. I just knew that it was not there.
Right.
And I felt like it was on the knob was on the other side. So we kind of moved it to see if we could get it. And so this afternoon when she gets here before the 1:30, we're going to go in there and make sure that everything's right and tighten it down.
Yep. These bows take a beating.
They do. Like I threw it in the car because we went out to shoot Griffin Archery last weekend. Hang out with our friends out there, Michelle and Jay, which they're good people. Such a good shop, good people. We'll be hanging out with them next week in Indianapolis.
Oh, fun.
We're going to the ATA show out there.
Oh, I want to go.
I got tickets. If you want to, the flights
wanna
right now are
go.
crazy. I went and looked, $800.
I haven't even booked our Vegas.
If you want to go next year, let me know.
Good.
I get some free tickets.
That might be fun. I'll
It
talk
is-
to.
it
I'll
is
talk
fun.
to Ben.
It is fun. We have a good time. This year's a little different because the ATA show asked me if I wanted to work it with them.
Oh, cool.
And so I'm actually, for 3 days, I'll have time to walk the show, but I'm certifying Botex because I'm I'm
good.
certified. I'm certified in certifying Botex.
Botex.
You know?
Okay.
So I'm a trainer. So so I'm going to go do that for a couple days with John Winker. If you know that name, he's one of the top bear bows in the country. John's a good guy. Fun guy to hang out with. So
it's a continuing education class.
Yep.
That
so the ATA,
they can sign up for.
they can
through
sign
ATA.
up for. Mm-hmm. It's not cheap. I think they pay $600 to get certified. So you
Okay.
you do an online course and you come in and you have to prove that you know what you're doing.
Okay.
And so it's just it's about a 4-hour practical is what it is.
Okay.
And just hand them a bow and hand them a set of strings and say swap them,
fun.
and they got to build out a complete bow, and at the very end they have to shoot a bullet hole with it. And if
That's
you shoot a bullet
awesome.
hole, then you
passed?
You passed.
Okay.
You're certified.
That's cool.
The only scary part is if you blow a bow up, you fail automatically. Which it happens. Which you would think that wouldn't happen, but it does happen.
Is there an age? 18 older, 21 and older?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know
I'll
on
have
that.
to look. I'll have to look into it.
I don't really handle that end. I'm just saying, hey, we need you here at this time. So I'm doing that. Just, I like to stay busy. I like to do that type of stuff. So it'll be.
So y'all be in Indiana next weekend
Yep.
during.
Yeah, we'll fly out on Tuesday, come back Friday.
Okay.
TSA States Saturday, Sunday. But I got a crowd that's going to a team of people that will make sure that happens. Everything will be good to go.
One of our friends from Victoria, Jason, he's coming up to shoot this afternoon. He said that's interesting to hear Ryan can't get the 27s to shoot for him out of the Title 40. That's the reason I'm shooting 26s. I can't get the 27s to tune at my draw.
So
either.
Let me tell you, he has not tested the 27s with his new title.
Oh, okay.
So that's he's always felt like his 23s are just so forgiving compared to his 27s. So Jason, right?
Yeah.
Jason, that's something that Ryan was going to test yesterday, just didn't have time beforehand. He was going to play with the 27 some and just didn't have enough time since I put him to work here at the shop. So he has to show up here. He gets here to the shop about 8 a.m. He practices for about 2 hours because his mother wants him home for dinner afterwards. So he'll work his 8 hours and then come home. But he's only doing that for a couple weeks for us while he's off from school. I was going to say,
when school starts back up mid-January, right?
Yep. So when he goes back to A&M, he'll, we'll have to have somebody else. All right, sorry about that. I had to step away for a second. But yeah, so if you're interested in knowing about 27s, you can always reach out to Ryan. I know that he's going to probably start testing those because with Vegas coming up, he's got to make a decision. Does he go 23s or goes to 27s? Last 2 years, he's actually shot 23s. He felt more confident with the 23s. But those 27s can save your butt if you can get those things to tune right because a bad shot still hits. And like he said yesterday, if he had shot 27s, it would have been a 60X. He had that one shot that just missed, and everything else was inside out, or he said a half shaft, basically. So he didn't have anything that was really close. Yeah.
On the X.
On the X.
Not just barely, or not just grabbing the line for the X.
No, yeah. But yeah, he's still playing around. He yesterday morning, on that title, he's done a ton of testing on this thing. He went ahead and just changed from a standard blade to a mini blade to see how it performs. So he did that yesterday. He said it performed pretty well for him. That's why I said, like, he said he had some concerns, like meaning that he had some left and rights, so that he felt like it shot dead center and shot just a little bit left of the X, and so he said he's going to do a little tuning to see if he can get that out of it, and then he'll be good to go. But if you're coming up here, Ryan's working today, so you can go.
Oh, fun!
You can go bend his ear.
Yeah, Jason said he'll be here shortly. Right. He's driving.
He was funny because he's like, "Hey, am I supposed to work tomorrow?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't keep the schedule." You got to talk to your sister. Molly handles the schedule here. And he's like, "You know what? I'm coming because I want to get paid." We needed him anyways because...
Zach is Zach gone?
Zach's gone. So Zach Rebstock, which was one of our bow techs, and he came in third in Lancaster last year.
Last year, right.
And just a good kid. He's going back to school up in Colorado. So he left on Saturday, what is today? Saturday. He left this morning.
He left this morning?
Yep.
Okay.
So he left this morning, and he's heading up to Colorado. So he's up there for basically a year and a half, 2 years to finish school. As fun as it is to work at an archery shop, at some point, sometimes
you have to grow up.
You got to grow up, yeah.
Not that Zach wasn't, but
I'm not saying it's a bad job. I'm just saying there's it's like anything. If you do it long enough, it kind of, you got to keep it spicy.
Right.
And so when it comes to like the archery shop, for me, if I just showed up and bow-teched or just showed up and ordered, I would get bored. So I have to do stuff like this. I have to do, podcasting. I got to do other stuff to kind of keep me busy and interested. Right. And that way I don't get stagnant. Yeah, Josh and Nora down there with their bare bow. Josh is the guy that looks like Andre the Giant. He's tall, like super tall, like 6'5". He's a big guy. But just such a good guy. They've been shooting for a couple years with us. Him and his daughter, it's the thing that they do, which I think is really cool. Adam Shackelford there. We've got Connor Gehring right behind him.
Logan, Callista.
Yep. Anna Anna is pretty excited. She just announced that she'll be a grandma.
Oh, fun.
So her son Eric and his wife are expecting. Congratulations. So that jersey there, that's the new jersey from the Houston Archery Center. They are the recurve team of Texas,
Okay.
as far as I'm concerned. They've got some of the best coaches around, and just such a good group of a good team. Anna's one of the coaches. Anna comes to a lot of these events. You'll have she goes by Cindy, but her name's Johanna. She always signs up as Johanna. She made the USAT team. She's at all these events. I mean, even at JOAD Nationals, she doesn't have any kids. She shows up. She's there I say she has no kids. She has the archery kids.
Right.
So she's there for them, which I think is really cool. So I've got such a strong team. A lot of our archers shoot even for Texas Archery. A lot of our archers have coaches here. They have coaches elsewhere.
Right.
Several of our coaches are recurve, because we really have a small recurve team, so we don't really have a lot of expertise in Olympic recurve. So we send those kids over to the Houston Archery Center, and they're coached out of there.
That's
but
awesome.
still shoot for us.
But still shoot for us.
Yep. Somebody was asking me the other day, yesterday, so what does it look like if a archer wants to shoot for a different team but also shoot for our team? That's a good question. As someone that has a club that I feel like offers a lot, I don't have a problem with that. If you want to wear your other jersey and still be a part of our team, you can. But there's a caveat to that. There's a reason why you wear a Texas Archery jersey when you show up. It's because the other kids know, oh, you're part of us.
Right.
If you're wearing another jersey, I was trying to explain, if you're only going to show up with the other jersey, then that you're not getting the experience of being a part of a team. You know? And I know Connor shot out of Victoria.
Yes.
But you know what? And we tried to pull him in too. But once you get, it's just part of the. It's just that social piece of it.
Right.
That he shows up with the Texas Archery jersey like this. Guess what? All the other kids know. Oh, hey, he's one of us.
Yeah.
And they just pull him in. I don't think it's cliquey. It's not meaning to be cliquey.
No.
It's just it's like this is our group.
Yeah.
And
They've welcomed Connor with open arms, and we appreciate it very much. That's what I've had some of our kids ask. Well, he shoots for both. Yes, he shoots for both.
Even my daughter, she'll show up. Not here. I told her you can't do that at my shop.
Not at your house.
At tournaments, she'll wear both jerseys.
Right.
And you'll literally see a kid. Let's just say he makes top 3 at JOAD Nationals or somewhere there. You'll see him take a picture with the one jersey, and he'll put the other one over top and take a picture with it, so he has a picture of both jerseys, because they want to support both.
Sometimes they wear one day or wear the one the next, and then.
And like when we went to JOAD Nationals, it really kind of was cool because, we handled we're a compound heavy group, and so we had a group of people that were in the short distance. We had a group over in the compound area with tents and everything, and then the recurve area, the Houston Archery Center had their tents all piled together, and so we all hung out there.
Right? Yeah.
And so it's just
we're all a big family.
Yeah, we're all a big family. So we're and I have my friends on both sides, meaning like they it doesn't matter when you show up. We're all part of the same thing. And
right.
One thing I tell people is I really don't care what team you shoot for, as long as it's Texas. I want to see Texas on the podium.
Yeah.
Like I really don't care who you shoot for. I just want to see that Texas group up there, and we're starting to see that more and more.
I love it. We are.
We've got some top archers.
Some of my kids from Victoria. Connor's been the only one from Victoria that's traveled outside of the immediate area, and I've got two of our kids from my program are going to Vegas this year for the first time.
All right.
And I'm super excited for that. I tell all of my kids all the time, go to Vegas. You've got, just go. Yes, I understand it's Vegas and it's big, but
and they'll be welcome. Like we welcome everybody that comes to our big dinner on Wednesday night or Thursday night. Sorry, Thursday night. It's right beforehand. So we ran out of place last year. We had a reservation for almost 90.
I know.
We had like 80. I think it was 87 that we made a reservation for. They rented out a whole upstairs for us.
That's cool.
So we'll do the same again because I think it's important to be a part of a community.
Yep.
And so when these kids, even though like when we first came, we didn't know anybody. Our first time to Vegas, we knew absolutely nobody. I take that back. We knew one person that was shooting. And got to meet a few people, and every year now it's almost like a party. Like we showed up early to go to a wedding that was somebody from our group that was getting married that time during the right before the shoot. So we all went, had a great time. So it's
they're already switching targets.
Yeah, we're already halfway through.
Less than an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we started 10 minutes late.
10 minutes late.
Yep. I knew it was going to go by fast. So we'll have this will be easy. Let's see how everybody's doing. So remember, go to iZoneScore.com and you'll be able to see the live scores. You just have to click on that little burger or whatever. Hamburger in the top right. And again, we want to thank Jacqueline for coming up here bright and early and helping us out.
She's the lady behind the camera that is zooming in on your archers and target faces as we're talking.
Yep. So let's see. Just looking at the scores, we've got, let's see, I'm just going to look. Adam Shackelford is at 150. So
with 22
so
X's.
Adam's one of the ones that's shooting for his 300 buckle.
Good. And he's right there.
He's right there.
Riley. Berger. Yeah.
Ooh, she's got 27 X's too, so she's shooting really well. Riley, Connor. At still clean at 150.
We dropped one at
20. No, he dropped six X's so far.
Oh boy.
Steve's at 150. He's one of the ones trying to earn his buckle as well. Jeremy too. Let's see if there's anything else to note.
Go back up.
Anna's killing it with 134 barebow.
Somebody was at go down a little bit. 170 is what I saw, but I bet
it's your old eyes.
It is. It was a 120. Yeah. It is my old eyes.
Your old eyes.
I was like, well, unless there was a 170 and they changed it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a little break. We'll go ahead and put you on our weight screen, but we'll be back in probably about 5 or 10 minutes at the most. All right? Thanks, everybody.
And the lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life is lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember.